is ban. Mr. Boachika said, I am the papa. On Jebera. And I call over license or license B.
But what's American about? It's 1 million to bar. You go see and one brat, you better banners and others. Enter, we're going to move to only go to one permit to Pragya. As far as police and soldier for 1 pet. After the maybe not for inside. You go listen able to be a kind there. Woman, Gardner, Casaya, Yatu. No one, yes, sir. They have to be. At least you be a woman. Over Bettina Pond and allow us a while or pair. I brought all using mobile phone.
Mr. Thomas Matchett. Matchett, the Jumano of Tassi.
Oh, yes, Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Okay, so I don't know what to do about Moba. Obama Pragya Island. They are regulating. Yasani Island, legal. You two know your move once now when you know yet. Only visionary is Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Okay, then. Say your move when you know Yana Sayina. What to why and was at one. Okay, then Yama or your legal. Now, yes, I'm your woman or your shady. You go, Pragya Wabatsna. You two get a wound in my head. The one we are now, my other can you there? Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm a better pay. Oh, yeah, Honorable Samuel Mills and Honorable Kweku Ricketts. You push agenda of Parliament. You better regularize, now you legalize Pragya, Ghana. You have a Muslim session, they go so, and I'm going to be Ama. You have to move for you, Masu. Oh, yeah. What's then? And it's about is 18 or ye. Also, then, a better wara, it's 18 or ye. Name a better, it should Pragya in the Skaza, what's the 25 and Sana. Lesha, I'm there, all the ones in near to one of them. American, so, now me better what I said. It's not very and I want you all day to every man I so can say a police in ya is a police atter. The fire is a fire atter. Pragya won't catch a man. But I'm not better. I found there. The way I cause a snake to share as I'm one. No one's who do what I do. How I feel. Yeah, can I also? I'm a better way in our task there. Pragya no on your Juma. Or there, I say, accident, right? Aquasia, Aquasia, it's a much classroom. One more wasn't. One act professionally. Can there, Pragya Riku, or you want to the Riku? I've forbidden the shade, I've forbidden Mammy, I've forbidden about, I've forbidden Nia, and as no Biako, as not busy, another Biako. It's my say, when you cute, Pragya, young folk of also. One life as precious as enthusiasm. Your family ejuma na onye fe. Ya wa de ye babua ama mebu when you ejuma. It's a ye ekon kra wo tuma afado na wa ye ejuma. Ya so ye babua odi bia wa tete. Meka na ma me de woni ase. Na me say wa ye ko.
Sabran say we are helping the youth. One saban say ye boa ye man. Na say you pay next the youth work at the Masamia. Or Chede, you will hope will keep Saha in the future. Osana, and my family working one man home. And my family working one person home, my baby over the Mawaya. When you see, what did I show when I go for? Why you know, one back. Obviously, girls who come. Now, I am quite the police pay, like I said. I am police, ɔzembra na ɔde yɛ adwuma nti ɔzembra so na ɔde kasa mbra a ɔwɔ yɛ book mu anaa yɛn lɔ mbra kyerɛ dɛ ɛna ntapragye adwuma ɔyɛ illegal in fact mbra mpo ɔwɔ hɔ asapragye na akasa po ɔreba but wɔsi bible say wɔyɛ mbra wɔde ma nyimpa nye nyimpa ɛna wɔyɛ mbra man anaa mankɛdeɛ wɔsi mbra wɔyɛ ma nyimpa nye nyimpa na wɔyɛ no ma mbra eti sɛ yɛayɛ mbra bɛyɛ 10 years ago anaa 20 years ago a na nzama asesa ɔwɔ dɛ mbra no so ɔsesa eti sidama munia kakaba ɔnaboro aga ɔkɛɛ no yɛbɔtu no mu anaman wɔ mmerɛhyɛ bɛgom ɔsɛn dɛ sidama ɔkɛɛ no yiyɛ pa mɛyɛ politics na mmom yɛma mpayin dada ɔyɛ his excellency John Dramani Mahama waka ne dɔdɔ sɛ nyame yɛ n'anom ɔbɛyɛ a nti ɔbɛma wɔayɛ mmara ɔsɛn dɛ there is theory and there is reality Pragya may a reality. I'm as MP, Madam and da. About it, Madam and da. Osana member who will get my wire. Madam, I do not want to condemn. Only I am a member who will get goes when you my wire. Mọ̀bẹ́ mọ̀mọ́ búna wọ́n Ghana wọ́n yẹ ìgbà wáyẹ. Ẹ̀kẹ́ wọ́n yẹ screening ẹ̀dẹ̀mẹ̀sẹ̀mọ̀ immigration àti ẹ̀dọ́m youth àwọn kú ọ̀wọ́ yẹ ìgbà wáyẹ. Wọ́n yẹ ìgbà níbi wáyẹ. Na jẹjẹ mìíràn sẹ́yìn politicians yẹ create ìgbà mọ̀ wọn náà ìjọba yẹ wọ́n yẹ yà. Enti what's there? Say edwuma ya wa akasa create edwuma oya entrepreneurship mo wa ye oya entrepreneurship enti we see that no ye edwuma nto ano se samra no be edwuma that don so no wo so ye edwuma enti he is right no dem brano osesa more reflect the times that we are in. 2012, as ASP Kamasam, most in the Kuanabayan, and then the mission painful, as some work can tell me there, they have about 2,000 Pragya. I will keep go south and north, which means that 2,000 people are working. And see, Mabema, Asumende, Osane, unemployment or a security threat in the country. We are sitting on a time bomb. This country is sitting on a time bomb. And see, a Konya Yabotuma, Yaboboa, Mabida Wayan, yet together in Bra, after home, the year together Yuma. Now we go cooperate with the police. One brown or what they don't know. Where to put that you man? On the edge, man. I mean, on Abu Mitanaku, Yagina, Yarbo one, they are them. I have one license to some. One license to some. Sisiara, I mean, on Abu Mitanaku, yes, I will bet him. Now, you have one, but we're two. Why you one license? License as a rider. We took my the if you so, to cry about what there. Says about 50% of one worker Pragya, they are actually between the ages of 18 or let's say they are under 25. 50%. It is at the Pragya age, you know, 25. Or tell you have deprived 50% of Pragya right station from line. Listen there, Emra, we have many pa, any part of Wayana Mambra. At the appropriate time, one association or the association, Otumoni Assembly, or local, and for the local government, Otumoni one dialogue. Now, what discuss is the maybe a radio or that one. Or bylaws, I will feed the beer. We need to dialogue. It's not about demonstration. It's not about violence. It's about dialoguing. It's about talking. You can only talk from a position of strength. You can't talk as an individual. That is why you need an association. It's not the one I was the one who was my association. I'm an association with you with no one name. Wakawasam or Zamon.
We're from Kobe Hayford. I'm a chairman for Pragya Association, Cape Coast. In the Jumezia Okodi, as a chairman of Pragya Association, Cape Coast. Or you may use Super Papa because Yasha Cape Coast a hamonuma, a Juma in Yahamunum Bebre. Now, in the Jumezia on your politics, on your NDC, on your NPP, it's about the youth in Cape Coast. It's about the youth in Cape Coast. I will be to why you Juma. Member for association because Pragya riders ya wofi ghetto. Ya ke ghetto a sebi one ma one year she wash one to bonibia okodo politicians ya bi botum abafran KZH ya ke dem na wokoko na woke dem onfa impuntum from Cape Coast a. Nti be dem za no meti wonanyim me one chairman na metum ya regulate them Pragya business wo Cape Coast. Nti nda dwumazize oyada menwo so papa because regulations obokodo. Although on ye ejuma oye legal oye illegal business. But on them there ejuma ya hanu no as executives no yerobua ma rules and regulations oye MTT use was baba and I DVF what's baba no yada ye ejuma enti nda dwumazinza no mekasuri de oyadza osomenu pa na obobua yen mbobu no Cape Coast hamono indisciplinary police officer ken anampemfu MPs na do ken oyi no executives ye share members ni bi ya ka chenwen the indiscipline wo yen road do no onye anu bi no ku nkofo wo road do wo dwiwe ade enti ya the association no Pragya riders bia obeshe uniform. You want to go through education. If I when you road signs, then may come on. And it's not my indiscipline no okodo. If you order ke we hu zebra cross or there original no we twem into bia import of zebra cross okwan wa akobon. Intini ya or educational or the edema Pragya riders no because when you me think I get to get to when you hwe. Into my indiscipline be brain okodo on. Into as executives no ya fa to yam there. You be educate one. Often road sign. Often those who drive Pragya na wa share uniforms. Until we be out share Pragya uniform and then when there or go through training. Na ye too ye indiscipline so from. Number farmer under age or 18. We also count what them indiscipline no was it ba. Into executives ya there and the age funya ye you nefim. Now you start 18 or 22 and above. I register one. Now we two. You want proper education. Now once you hear you when they say you when if you work if you and walk back to ghetto. You ever find a juma? You da one. Double questions and jumo. Double questions. One open school. Be on no. Was some what you school. Until you and share why executives no. Yes, what to acclaim. Until you best say the MC all the stakeholders all Cape Coast Obobo Pragya association no we tum we gina one nando ya friend your politics on your politics or your mbabun we edwuma ye hwehwe ma waye internal association ya form don't I say.
I'm Thomas Bismarck Boache. I represent Ghana in OSHA, Africa and then Middle East. OSHA is Occupational Safety Health Association. So I think the program is very, very laudable. And the point is that a lot of people are dying through this Pragya and Okada issue. And Ghana, we are not taking any any action against it, and then we are killing our future because a lot of the young guys are going, which is very bad. If you get to the various hospitals, especially the regional hospitals, it's very bad. It's very bad. And a lot of them are getting amputated here and there. But to me, I think we can go. Already, the illegal system is in. The best thing is that we need to train them, control the system, and prevent those underage, those below 18 years, the schoolboys, and not to be riding. That we should also try and do education for them. And then, since it's illegal in spending, we need to regulate them, making sure that the right thing is done. So my organization, Occupational Safety Health, as OSHA UK, we're trying to liaise with the MPs and other NGOs in the system to be organizing some training for them, how to write, we say the best practices like the APP that they are supposed to wear, that is appropriate personal protective equipment that they are supposed to, because you can't ride a motorbike or Pragya or whatever it is with shorts. You need to be in trousers. You need to be in shoes or canvas, not in slippers. You need to wear your helmets. But what do we see? People ride anyhow. They don't care. They don't know the rules and regulations. They compete on the road and other things. It's very bad. So we are in. And I'm grateful for Honorable Ricketts and then Honorable Kwamina Mintanyako for organizing this. In fact, we did discuss this a months ago, and they promised that it will come to pass. And today we're seeing this, and I'm happy for all those who are here. So the only thing that I would say is that let's comply with the rules and regulations. Those are when we start the education, they should come. I'm a Cape Coaster myself, and I don't wish anybody to die young in Cape Coast. That we should all come together and develop Cape Coast, making sure that the right thing is done. But I don't know who it will affect, either my brother, my cousin, or whatever it is. It's not the best. But the best thing that we need to do is that the best practices must be adhered to, and they will make sure that the right thing is done. No, it's not a ban on certain roads on the highways. In fact, if you check what my former director, Justice Amegashi, said, it's a law from 1974. You see, the 4th August 1974, the LI 791792. It talks about this, that slow cars and motor and all those are not supposed to be on the highways. You understand? So now you see this Pragya slow moving and crossing the highway here and there, and then already you are illegal, and then going to cross the highway which does not permit you to use. You understand? So the only thing that we can do is that an assembly and other things are doing, other organizations are doing, is that they are preventing them to the highway, because the speed on the highway is so high, 90 kilometers per hour. So they can be within towns where the maximum speed is 30 and 50, so that they can be moving there. But on the highway, speeding car can just come and kill you. You understand? And then it's pathetic that you see somebody riding, a schoolboy riding, going, crossing the highway, being killed. So we don't want that thing to happen. That is why the regional ministers and assemblies are. But you see, because the assemblies are also taking money from them, they cannot just get up and because the assemblies are making money. Though it's illegal, but the assemblies are making it legal within their jurisdiction. So we join, fight and flight, making sure that the right thing is done. Yeah, I was here. I established road safety here. Road safety, I was a road safety boss here in Takoradi. In fact, working with road safety, I work in 8 regions out of the 10 regions. So and I work with 15 years with road safety.
All right. I think this particular summit of the Pragya is very important. It's important because we need to regularize the operations of these individuals. I remember when His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was campaigning for the 2020 elections, he was saying that there was the need for us to regularize and also legalize Pragya in Ghana. Now, it is one avenue that the youth can have employment. So I think it's about time we also look at it in that perspective. Myself, Honorable George Kweku Ricketts, and then Honorable Atta Mills are now going to push for Parliament to consider the need for us to regularize Pragya in Ghana and especially in Cape Coast.
I think it is important because it is also going to be an avenue for the youth to have employment. All we have to do is to make sure they ride at the prescribed areas so that people will not have issues with the way they ride. One other thing that we also have to consider is the major roads, the highways. We don't have to let them come on that road. We rather want them to bring people from the hinterland onto the main road. Then the taxi drivers can also pick it up from there and also send them to their various destinations. This, we think, will be a very good avenue for also create employment for our youth. I'm of the view that if you have to vote and you have to be 18 years, if you have to get married and you have to be 18 years or 16 years, if you have to do any other thing and you have an age limit, what stops us from also looking at how we can also allow our Pragya people to also ride at the age of 18? So I'm of the view that the age 25 should be reviewed. And these are the things that we want to push in Parliament to also support our youth to also be able to have Pragya as one of their avenues of gaining employment.
Very productive meeting. Here the Pragya people know what the law is. They know some of the things that are required of them. So we hope and pray that they will follow the rules, drive properly, and also make sure that safety is number one on the streets. We would want them, yes, it is true that it is taking some of the unemployed people off the street, but we at the same time want them to do this job legally and also safely.
My name is ASP Bismarck John Seduchi, Deputy MTTD Commander, Central Region. The program is laudable because these Pragya boys and girls in town, I believe most of them are indisciplined, and then organizing this a very sensitive program for them is very good to educate them to know their left from their right. I was telling that Pragya is not for commercial purposes. If you look at the LI 2180, Regulation 128, it stated clear that Pragya is not for commercial purposes except for courier duties. So nobody should commercialize Pragya as what they are doing in town. I think the feedback is they weren't happy because they are saying that there's no job in Cape Coast and Pragya has created some sort of employment for them. But that is not the issue. Should we also legalize prostitution or drug abuse, drug system? No. Pragya is not for commercial purposes. So my advice to them is they should stop using Pragya for commercial purposes. For we, the personnel of the MTTD, ours is to make sure we enforce the existing law that make Pragya not for commercial purposes, because the laws were made by parliamentarians, and our duty is to make sure we enforce the law. That is what exactly we are doing, and we'll keep on enforcing the law to the latter. Definitely, there's supposed to be a change. Change itself is not easy, but definitely, I believe there's going to be a change, because when they don't stop commercializing the Pragya business, by November 1st, we are going to form a task force, and we'll be dealing with it according to the laws of the land. For the discipline, most of them are indisciplined. They don't even know their road signs. Sometimes you see a small passage, they wanted to meander their way through the traffic to create tension that they are on top of their business, which is wrong. So indiscipline among the Pragya riders is on the higher side, and the police entity will continue to arrest them till they actually have a change of leave.
Today's program, which we dubbed as a Pragya Summit, is basically to address the challenges that we have in the operation of Pragyas here in Cape Coast. As we all know, the operation of Pragya is actually an illegal activity according to our laws. But then this is an area that is employing, at least in Cape Coast here, over 2,000 people, youth. And it becomes very difficult to say that you are actually going to stop the use of Pragya and put the people on the street. In fact, as a result of this Pragya operation, we have been able to get people who otherwise would have been criminals, who otherwise would have been armed robbers, off the street into this kind of work. I mean, we have laws, but sometimes we also have to look at reality. As I said earlier when I was speaking, the laws were made for man and not man for the law. So if we have laws in our books that have stayed in for quite some time and they are no longer relevant because times have changed, then we must change the laws to reflect, the times that we live in. And I think it's about time that we look at legalizing and regularizing the use of this Pragya to be able to continue with the thousands of jobs that these things have created, or these vehicles have created. But we have to do it responsibly. What do I mean by doing this responsibly is to make sure there are actually discipline and regulations as to how the operators operate. These are more or less what is it called, bikes. So they are not actually cars. You can ride a bike at the age of 18. I mean, you can vote at the age of 18. You can pay tax or at the age of 18. You can be sent to you can be sent to war at the age of 18 to die for your country. It sounds ridiculous that at the age of 18 you cannot ride Pragya. So we need to look at the age. We need to look at the laws above nationally to change this. But I am asking for the government to look at legalizing and regularizing the operations of Pragya, so that, because unemployment is a time bomb in this country. If you looked at recently the screening exercises by the forces, the immigration police and all that, the number of people, thousands and thousands of people. Can you imagine about 200,000 people chasing a job that will eventually hire maybe just 2,000 people nationwide? What will the rest of the people do? We have been told that the payroll is full, and therefore the youth should become entrepreneurial. To become entrepreneurial, these are some of the things you can do. The Okada riders are entrepreneurs. Some riding their own Pragyas, or some doing it on behalf of others and getting paid. So we need to look at the law again and look at, I mean, I don't blame the police. The police work with the law. We set the laws for them, and then they operationalize the law, or they use the law. And then if you are not going by the law, you go to the court where the law will be interpreted. But for us to make things easy, we need to look at revising some of the laws in our books to make sure that it reflects the times we are in, especially laws that helps in creating of jobs for the youth. I said the youth unemployment in this country is a time bomb, and we the politicians must wake up and smell the problem that this is a security threat. Unemployment of our youth is a threat to this country. It's a security threat, and something must be done. And we need to do everything possible. Not just pay lip service, but to be able to create jobs or help the youth create their own jobs. We live in a modern world. There is technology and there's everything. People use technologies to operate Ubers and all that. Can we use technology to operate Pragyas and all that, so that we move with the times and not just sit in the 19th or the 19th century laws and say that these are the laws that we have in our books, and therefore we must operate the law the way it is. I am not asking people to break the law. I'm asking people to be law-abiding. I'm asking people to be disciplined. What we are doing today is to make sure that we strengthen this association formed by the Pragya users, so that they can first of all have their own what is called self-regulation. They need to self-regulate, they need to be disciplined before external laws will come. If laws come, whether they are bylaws or national laws, and it doesn't sit well with them, at least they have their own laws that they can use as a negotiating point in negotiation with authorities. And that is what we are here trying to. Discipline, cleanliness, professionalism, everything that you need to be a professional. Even clean clothes, so that people don't smell when they are driving these Pragyas and polluting people who are sitting in their cars. Making sure that they are not overspeeding, not to use highways, not to do things that are untoward, and to make sure that they operate within the laws and the times that they are given. And for us as MPs, myself and my brother, Honorable Mintanyakun, to be able to help with the little resources that we can bring on board, to be able to educate. First of all, most of the people who ride the Pragyas don't even know the meaning of road signs. Most of them are coming from the ghetto. This is their first time of working. So if he picks up Pragya, which they shouldn't in the first place, if they are riding on our street, they are a danger to motorists. So they need to be taught the road signs. That's why we brought resource people here to teach them the meaning of a zebra crossing. When you, as I said earlier, you see Pragya people parked on a zebra crossing and asking people who are crossing, where are they going? They don't even know that the zebra crossing is for people to cross. So we need, in as much as we strengthen the laws, we also need to educate and create awareness so that we can protect the passengers who take this Pragya and also protect the livelihood of these young men who are resulted to this as a result of lack of jobs in this country.